Hello, hello, everybody. We are back. So, hello, Lubid Helios. How are you? So, yesterday, as you know, we built this board, but I didn't the sound was terrible. Not terrible, let's be fair. I didn't quite like the sound as much as I think I should have. So I spent the day today lubing new switches, and today we actually gonna do Retooled blacks with 65 gram springs. Those are gold-plated SPRiT springs. Hey, RPH, how are you? And I lubed those with a 205, a mix of 205 and 107. Hey, FDE Sue, how are you? Yeah, Anthony is my #1 referral. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. So I built this Alice yesterday, and I didn't like the way it sounded or felt. So as I was saying, we're rebuilding it today. But today I'm gonna use a different strategy. Instead of trying to solder some of the switches here, some of the switches there, and then go from outside in, we're actually gonna put all the switches into the plate, and then we're gonna solder them after that fact, because this plate, I learned, is really, really tight. So the switches were not being pushed in all the way. So I don't have that build command. Do you guys know how I add those? I should add that. But basically, this is a TGR Alice. The color is gray, and we're using Retooled blacks with 205 and 107 and 65 gold-plated SPRiT springs. So this time around, we are actually pushing all the switches in. Hey Mikhail, how are you? You have a very easy to pronounce name, by the way. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So we are using this little guy here. The Hako FX 888-888D. Oh, absolutely. You're more welcome to then ask anything you'd like to know. Have you ever soldered Wodan's Way? What is Wodan's Way? I never did that. So the build today is a gray TGR Alice, and we are doing Retooled blacks with SPRiT springs, gold-plated, 65 grams. Oh, Guilherme is way easier. Which Guilherme are you? Do I know you? So as I was saying, it's Retooled blacks, SPRiT 65 grams, gold plated, and the lube is a mix of 205, G0, and 107. 70% of 205 and 30% of 107. So as a matter of fact, is the board for a client? No, I don't build keyboards for clients. They're all for myself. As you can see back here, I kind of like hoarding keyboards. I never had a client so far. Oh, the one with 2 whiteboards. I know who you are now. How are you? But yeah, this is for myself. Yeah, lucky bastard. I know. But trust me, it was an ordeal trying to snatch one of those babies. Took me a long time. So back to you, Loop Helios. What is the Wodan's way? I don't think I've seen some of his builds, but I just don't remember. What does he do? And just FYI, if you watch the way that Anthony builds his keyboards, I always try to follow that. The reason I'm not doing this is because we actually soldered this board yesterday with different switches. And some of them were not all the way into the plate, and it was being very, very hard to get them to be pushed all the way. And the reason I desoldered this today and lubed other switches is because I didn't like the way it sounded with the vintage blacks that I used. I think the vintage blacks that I got were not really good quality vintage blacks. So we're rebuilding it today. Oh, yes, I used to do that. Put one, yeah. Yep, I used to do that. And I actually do that if I'm not doing PCB mount switches in order to align them and things like that. But I get that. But I don't do that. I do that especially with the first switches that I put on the board. Yes, I basically desoldered the board, and now we are adding new switches, different switches. I know you were here yesterday, Tefran. Yeah, this is my favorite switch. Most of my keyboards now have Retooled blacks. This is my go-to switch. I just got another 300 from KB Defense. That's how much I love them. Because Arrows was sold out, and so was Mike from Novel Keys. Yeah, I didn't like it at all, and I couldn't. So the story is that I tried to use it today, during the day, and I hated so much that I said, you know what? I had enough. Let me desolder this guy or this girl, and we'll redo it tonight. Because it wasn't working for me. All right, so it looks like we have all the 1U switches on. I'm just gonna make sure that all of them are flush against the plate. Which looks like they are. So this is not the way I usually build boards, okay? Just this is one exceptional case where I knew that the plate was very, very tight. So you want to make sure that all your switches are flush. And I already see one with a bent pin here, this one. So we're gonna pull that out. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'll catch up with chat really soon. Just do this heavy lifting here. Let's see. My old daily had Gator on clear, so big weight change. Still love clears. Yeah, I have some clears here. I like them. Were they from an old board? The switches that you took out? Yes, supposedly yes. Glad to find another board builder during the day, so not too late. That's cool. So I try to always stream on Tuesdays at around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. And but I do a lot more than that. Like sometimes I do, if I receive something on the mail, I do unboxing. So it's other than that, semi-fixed schedule, I'm all over the place, and I just bent the bin again. So I had that with the silent blacks. Yeah. So I know that it is a hit or miss kind of thing. Okay, looks like this is in. This is in. Mr. Keep the solder my E7, put new stabs, put fumes in the switches, and it did not have any solder. Oh no! Seriously, we ran out of solder? Oh my god. Yeah, and I usually also stream in our PM, like 4 p.m., 3 p.m., depending on if I have time that day, if I can take like an hour away from work. So I usually do that. But yeah, welcome aboard. You're in San Diego? I am actually in Brazil. So, but we are 1 hour ahead of EST. Yeah, the real reason is that I can't stream if Panda is not here, so that's the reason. All right, let's begin soldering. Yeah, thank you. I need to buy a half-kilo solder spoon at once. Yeah, I have like 3 or 4 caster spools here still to be used. So I don't think I will need solder for quite some time. Just double checking if everything was really flush, which looks like it is. So let me go ahead and put on this guy so we can solder him as well. I used your PCB generator the other night. Yeah, I remember you. Wound up using the schematic and just rebuilding the net list to replace it for greens by head. Still saving time. Man, I just didn't have time today to look into that. I need to build one PCB for one of the prototypes that I'm doing. and I just couldn't have time to do that. So, but I should get to it soon enough. So how are the TX springs? Oh, you don't know yet. Got it. Let me know how they are. I may order them. They come with the... Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. When you need about 2 times what you have, yeah. Okay, so you were talking... Someone here was talking about doing 1 pin. Hey, Froop, how are you? Welcome. So what I do, I also solder one of the legs first, but only for the first few switches to make sure that all of them are flush against the PCB. And when they are not, what I do is I reflow one of the pins, the one that is soldered, and then I try to push it on a little bit further. And then make it really flush against the PCB. Tell me you have a fan on at least. I do, but I always forget about it. I have this guy. So thanks for reminding me. Friend don't let friends solder without one. There you go. Exactly. All right, this is good enough. Probably as good as we're gonna get. So let's see if we can move to solder some here. Oh fuck, I just realized that this pin right here is bent. Time for a quick desolder. Yeah, this is the best manual sucker that you can get when you don't want to bring out the desoldering gun, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of solder left, but I think I managed to pull the pin from the solder. There we go. Hikari is a Brazilian brand, FDC, so it is a nice brand here in Brazil. But it's a national brand. They do import a few things from Hikari, from Hako, but they also import a lot of things from China. Yeah, Weller is supposed to be really good as well. What is the worst mistake you have ever done on a build? Actually, I almost did that mistake yesterday. I almost start soldering this board. I did start soldering this board, but I only did like 3 switches without putting the stabs on. But I had everything that you can imagine. I had stabs with the inserts done on the wrong way, so the stab wouldn't work. I think last week I soldered a Pro Micro without soldering the switch, so I had to desolder the Pro Micro. I am like an expert in making mistakes, so I think I made most of the mistakes you would expect. Especially when I'm streaming, I tend to pay less attention, so I am more distracted when I am on stream. So sometimes I make stupid mistakes. It's harder to have to talk and work focus. Yes. Oh yeah, SMD LEDs in wrong direction. Yeah, I had my share of those as well. I know the feeling. We have another bent pin here. But I would probably do all the mistakes at once. No, you would not. if you know what you did wrong, then it's not so bad. Yes, but I had times when I couldn't even fix the problem. I remember one particular build of a Centrex 60 that I did. I tested the PCB prior to soldering, but then when I finished the build, you would hit like one key on the top, like if you would hit one key here, and the whole row, the whole column would actuate. And I actually had to send the PCB back to the guy that sells it, to Centrec, because we couldn't figure out what was wrong with the PCB. Group buy on this were back in April last year, and then why did you get it just now? Shit, it's built like a tank and a price to go with. So I was lucky. I found someone that was selling it for the GB price, so I had to buy it. Give me the Alice. Hey, how are you, FR? Welcome, welcome. Tell me you got the wrist rest. I did, but I still didn't receive it. I will check it out in a second. Low what? What? This is my first TGR, yes. Yes, it is. Hopefully it won't be my last. I think I will join the Jane CE. Almost sure I will join it. Just check your exchange rate. Yeah, that's it. 1 to almost 4. That's the average. So you said you're in San Diego, FTCU, CU. I've been there twice. I used to have a customer there. My life goal is when I retire to go live in La Jolla. San Diego is a very, very nice city. I know, that's why that's my life goal. My life goal is to be rich. Beautiful place there. Yeah, not so much about the surfing thing. I like the ocean, but never surfed. But yeah, and I still don't have money to afford La Jolla. But the idea is to get there eventually. I actually work with someone that grew up in San Diego. Oh, you do have Brazilian friends there? Yeah. There's a lot of different cultures there, right? Especially South American people. Oh, we're gonna go there in June to San Diego, you mean? Why not anymore? Oh, fuck. Sorry for the language. We have another band pin. Oh, WWDC. I've been to the one, to the WWDC. No, not the. I've never been to WWDC. I've been to the Google conference. Forgot the name of the Google conference, but never to WWDC. Yeah, I really enjoyed the food in San Diego. Even the places. What's the name of that place? Gas Lamp. Really cool place, the Gas Lamp. I think this is fine. Let's see. Yes, that's the one, and that's the one I fully recommend. No other comes close to this solder sucker, and I think you can buy it. I think someone in our Discord bought it with $10 off from eBay, something like that. Oh, it is in San Jose? Yeah. San Jose, I think, is further north, right? Closer to San Francisco? Yeah, those cheapos are not very good. Yes, I even have a little bag of graphite or graphite. I don't know how to properly pronounce it. That you can use to clean it. What I also is do is I get a one of those cotton things. I forgot the name, swab, and I use some IPA, and then I clean it with both. From time to time, I do like a thorough cleaning on them. It's been a while since I did the last time, to be frank. All right. I think I may have missed some, but for the most part, I think we're ready. Let's just double check. Swabs. Yeah, swabs. That's what I meant. I oil mine after cleaning it. Make it just like that's a good idea. Never tried that. What do you oil it with? I'm a Vice kind of guy. I like Vice better myself. Which ones do you like? I like the ones I tried were Erdinger, Paulaner. What else? What else is good? Frenzy's Scanner. Never tried that one. It is a machine oil? Okay. Yeah, those are the only ones I tried myself. I'm not big into drinks, into alcohol, but I like those two a lot. And guys, I am keeping the washers that we put on the screws. I think that made a little bit of a difference. So I kind of like that, so we're keeping it. Singer oil, okay. Or Singer, depending on the pronunciation. I know that one. Do you already have keycap set in mind? Yes, this is a rebuild. We're doing Hyperfuse Origins. Are you acquainted with that set? Zinger, yeah, I think Zinger is the correct pronunciation. I'm just... In Portuguese we say Singer. All right. And another thing we realized yesterday when we were using it is that we need some sorbothane. So we're adding sorbothane here. And I think this screw here is not going in. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is, but it's... If you screw it without, when the case is off, it works. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the sorbothane or what. But I am almost like having to keep that screw out. No, I tried it without the back. And it worked fine, so I need to figure out later what is keeping it from being screwed in. But we'll figure it out later. Yeah, I know, Guilherme. You don't even have to say Panda. I'll get the screw gun. Actually, I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna put it here. But those accents come with Hyperfuse Origins. Oh yeah, stepped caps team represent. Yeah, I prefer when they have controls because I use this as control, but this set doesn't have that. So unfortunately, we have to go with the caps. The step controls are on the bottom row of my PCE. I wish the control on S2 was stepped because it takes this basic caps lock usually it does. Yes, that would have been nice. All right. It looks about the same as it did yesterday, but let's see if it sounds better. Yeah, I remember, like, control was stepped both sides. Yeah, I remember those keyboards. All right, so time for some typing test. Yeah, just FYI, Sue. Yesterday we built this board, but the reason we're rebuilding is because it sounded terrible with some vintage blacks. So, will it sound better today? That's the question that we're gonna answer right now. Let's see. All right, you guys ready? I'm gonna even bring this guy close to the board. All right, here we go. Yes, completely different, right? I think it's way better than yesterday. All right, I am pleased with this versus what we had yesterday. What do you guys think? I am pleased. I can use it now versus something that I couldn't use yesterday, right? Thank you. Thank you, FD. Sounds a lot better, yes. And for anyone that wasn't here yesterday, I'm going to publish the VOD to YouTube so you guys can compare both typing tests. It's completely different. Yes. To be honest, I still have better sounding boards, but I don't think I'm gonna get something uh, closer to like this board until I replace the plate. Hey, and I'm Evil Laser 77. If you're here, just come and say hi. Thank you for the follow. So let me show you the difference. This guy have a half plate. Right? It's a deeper sound. The footprint for Alice, I am very comfortable using it. I actually had another version of this in acrylic. So I think it's very comfortable to type. Even using the arrows, I use the HHKB arrows. So I hold function with my pinky. And then this is up, this is down, this is left, and this is right. But just back, yeah, this sound is different, right? And I think this is the best we can get, or the better, yeah, the best we can get, given that we have a thick, not very flexible breastplate. And believe me, I tried this with a different sort of switches. The last one that I tried today was V2 Zelios, looped, and nothing compared to this. This was the best that I could get from this board with this plate. Yeah, they are both very good, but I prefer the other one, to be honest. Exactly. That's the feeling I have, Tefrem. We don't get a lot of resonation that we had yesterday. That was really bothering me, especially on the upstroke. There was a lot of ping on the upstroke. Yes, I do think that PC plate is the way. I just confirmed with the keyboard project keyboard guy. And so mine should be shipping soon. So, but I will have a combo of plate and PCB. So this is going to be a hot swap replace kind of thing. We won't have to redo this with a different plate. I can keep this and have another one. What causes ping, by the way? Basically, I think it's the space within the plastic to plastic contact that resonates on the inner housing of the switch. That's why you use lube, right? Lube, on top of making the feeling better, it avoids that resonance that you have on dry plastic. All right, FD. So very nice to have you here. Hope we can see you around here more and more. Reverberation. Yes, that's the word. Thank you. Peace, man. Take care. Thank you very much. All right. As I said, this was supposed to be a quick one because it's just a rebuild. I already prepared it. But I am quite pleased with what we have now versus that ping nightmare that we had yesterday. Let me type a little bit more. So, hey, Fun Spoiler, how are you? We are just wrapping up. We just finished rebuilding this guy, and it sounds 10 times better. Still not perfect, because this is not the kind of plate that I love, because there's almost no flex. But with all the things considered, I think. So, what did I change? Good question. Yesterday we had vintage blacks with 203, right? Today we have retooled blacks with 205, a mix of 205 and 107. 70% 205, 30% 107. And you can see that even without the stickers or the switch films, this sounds 10 times better. I think the reason for that is twofold. First, 203 is not good with stiff plates. Light springs are not good with stiff plates. That's what I learned yesterday, because I like 55 grams and 60 grams springs. And they are great when you have like maybe aluminum plate or aluminum plate, when you have a more flexible plate. With this one though, that was bad. So I replaced also the springs. Yesterday we had 60 grams stainless steel from SPRiT. This one has 65 grams gold-plated springs from SPRiT. I think that's another factor in this puzzle that we're trying to solve, to make this board sound better, given the constraints that we have. But I must say I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. I like how it sounds. Now I can use this as a daily driver. As I was saying, like this morning I woke up, I came home after I left. I went to work. Usually I work out of a Starbucks or something like that, because I work from home, and sometimes it's just painful to sit here and not see people. So sometimes I work out of a Starbucks or a place at the mall, a cafe or something like that. And today when I got back, I started using this, and I said, you know what? I can't stand this the way it is. So I got my desoldering gun, desoldered the whole thing, and started lubing those switches that we have on today. But yeah, that's what I had for us today, guys. Any questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up? It's a lot of work. Yes, it was. But I couldn't leave with, looking at this beauty here sounding so bad. Yes, I do. I take one very, very similar to this that I just realized doesn't have caps today. But so here's what I did for my keyboard. So this is a Daisy. Oh, okay. We can all go to McMarley. So this is a Daisy keyboard. And what I did on the one that I take out, I replaced the PCB with a Chicory 40 PCB. So it's a Bluetooth keyboard on a very small factor like this. It's a 40%. So that's the keyboard that I take with me when I work outside. And then what I do is I use that option on the MacBook to lock the keyboard if you're using an external keyboard, so the keyboard doesn't work anymore. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, PST. Never mind. So that's what I use. I lock the keyboard, put the keyboard on top of the Mac, and I have a rubber, rubber and fabric wrist rest. So I put that in the keyboard, and then I use it like this and I have an external mouse, the same one as this. I have two of those, different colors. I use the same one to use on the go. Bringing a Model M. Wow, you're bold, man. You're really bold to do that. I don't have the guts to do that. Tell you that. Oh, really? Someone you know follows me in YouTube? Wow, that's crazy. is really crazy. Oh, your teacher. Who's your teacher? It is a small world. Yeah, the only old keyboards that I have right now is the M0110 by Apple and the M0116, which is basically the same as the M0110 with a numpad to the left side and almost big as enter as well. But I don't have model. Oh, and I do have a Ping Master as well, which is very nice. Love the Ping Master. All right. I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging around. Thank you, Guilherme. Thank you, Fun Spoiler, Tefram, Panda, Fun Spoiler, RPH. Who else was here? FD Sue, that's not here anymore. Thanks, everybody. Looped Helios. You all take care and have a good night. And I will probably do an unboxing tomorrow. I'm receiving another HHKB Daisy case, but it's the newer version, so that should be fun. All right, guys. Have a good night. Catch you later. Bye.